guys, we have our very first sponsor of our podcast. We're so excited. I want to introduce you to Daily Fascia. It is led by Erin. She's a former dancer and NFL cheerleader who transformed her own chronic pain in just 10 minutes of fascia work a day. Erin discovered the key to lasting relief isn't just in muscles, but in the fascia. Fascia is your connective tissue that literally affects everything from pain and stiffness to emotional stress. So what Daily Fascia does is offers practical, easy to follow techniques that help you unlock your body's hidden potential for freedom, flow, and serious relief. Whether you're struggling with reoccurring injuries, stiffness after a long day, or you just want to move more freely, Erin's Holistic Fascia Program can help you reconnect with your body from the inside out. You may even recognize her as she has been a course creator for the Daily Ohm with over 180,000 courses sold through the Daily Ohm. So we're super excited because we are offering you an exclusive 50% off your first course at dailyfascia.com with the code HAPPY50. So if you use the code HAPPY50, you'll get 50% off your first course at Daily Fascia to help you find better freedom, better movement, better relief. She has courses for everything. She has an introductory course. She has a miracle course for full body. She has neck pain relief. She has spinal stability, lymphatic drainage. She has something for everybody. You just go to dailyfascia.com, use the code HAPPY50, and you'll get 50% off that course. You can actually also join her community, the Daily Fascia community. She's on Instagram and Facebook at Daily Fascia. She also has a YouTube page that's really popular. Go to youtube.com/@dailyfascia. You can sign up there for full access to her Patreon as well and truly get an actual fix, not just temporary relief. So it's dailyfascia.com. Use the code HAPPY50, and we can't wait and see how you're moving those hips. Hit it, girls. You know it. You're simply the best. You're better than all the rest. You're better than anyone. Here's the mic.
That's a jam.
It's a jam. Rebecca, those are all your dreams coming true. You've always wanted to play music for this.
It's worked.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
I think we're going to get arrested, but
I
that's
know
okay.
Tina is in heaven smiling down on us now because I think that's what she made that song for. Ladies like us.
Yes.
I'm so happy you're here.
Happy you're here.
Hi, everybody. We're happy you're here. Welcome into our podcast. So happy you're here. I'm Erin. This is Becky.
Hello.
Hopefully we all know each other at this point, but if you're just stumbling upon us, Becky and I are home shopping hosts. And for 10 years, we've had the same show, give or take. There's a few minutes in there, called Wake Up and Style every Saturday morning.
Some blips.
We had so much fun visiting with all of you, but gosh darn it, we had a job to do, which was present and sell clothing. So we, after the encouragement of some others and ourselves, decided let's do a podcast to continue that conversation and have a good visit. So we hope that you get to visit with us every week, and when you leave, you just feel a little lighter. Just feel a little pep in your
lighter,
step.
brighter.
Yes.
More Tina-like.
Did you have a great weekend?
I had a fantastic weekend.
And tell me everything.
What day is today even? Let's see.
No idea.
Wait a minute. Where are we in the time-space continuum?
Well, depending on when this airs, I don't want to confuse people, but we're in the middle of February.
We are in the doldrums of February. I'm not traveling this year.
Okay.
And this is usually how I get through this part of
looking forward to a trip.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you pack away Christmas and then you're still doing okay. Mid-January to about mid-March. Ooh wee.
Well, I can fix that for you. I still got a Christmas tree in my basement fully decorated. Right. It's mid-Feb. So if you...
Where are the totes? Where's the storage?
Well, full panic. This past weekend, my oldest son had Sweethearts Dance. It's kind of like a homecoming, but in February.
Cute.
And his buddies, so after the after party, his buddies came here to sleep over, and I panicked because I was like, I've got a fully decorated Christmas tree.
That's right.
And Christmas tubs in the basement. So I made my son, who's 17, my husband and my other son were out of town. We'll get into that in a little bit. I said, you're going to pick this up by the base and you're going to shuffle it into the utility room.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Which we call the icky room. From when they were little, they'd say, ooh, that room's icky. So
wait, what's in the icky room?
It's like the utility room, the extra freezer where you put all the storage.
We call it the deep freeze.
Yeah. The extra TP lives down there. You never know. You might find a few spiders, a few ants. I made him shuffle a fully decorated Christmas tree into the icky room. I think he has back problems. He's definitely going to need some fascia work from our friends.
That's right.
At Daily
Thank you, Fascia Fix. Here's my question. would you have normally dismantled it and packed it away?
So had I had the time, I would have packed it away. And I still plan to do that. It just somehow, from December 25th to now, middle of February, I haven't found a free moment.
So this is our relatable queen. Who hasn't cleaned like this? When you have company coming and it's unexpected and you all of a sudden have a full-blown freak
and this company was just a bunch of 17-year-olds at like 1 a.m. But I was still like, I didn't want them hurting any of my decor. And it was a little shameful. So I shuffled it into the icky room and I slammed the door shut. And if you are feeling sad because the holidays are over and you don't have a trip, you can just go to my basement and we can sing O Come All Ye Faithful.
The merriest.
Around my decorated Christmas tree next to the deep freezer and some old free weights that nobody picks up anymore.
I'm not mad at you if you leave that thing set up and just pull it out next November.
Well, if I end up divorced this year, that's why. So I'd like to stay married. I'm happily married.
Your Honor, I think
I'm going to dismantle it. But that man, that will be what sets him out over the edge. That will be the last straw. That will be what breaks my husband John's camel's back.
Yeah, that's it.
He'll be out. So did you do anything this weekend that you want to tell us about? Do you have anything on the radar?
No, because we're trying not to be too specific about the things that are.
Well, I will tell you, this weekend I was away on I was away on a sports weekend.
Yes.
So yes, my oldest son, who's 17, had his sweethearts dance. It was really cute. They all dress up. Totally different vibe than when we used to go. Like my dad, I got in his Astro van and he dropped me off at the high school and I was like in a 2-inch kitten heel and a mini skirt. And I just walked into the high school and found my boyfriend. And then we started slow dancing and went to Perkins and came home. Well, now, I mean, there's full charter buses and sit down meals and invites. And it's such a to-do. It's so different.
Is every dance a big to-do, like with the prom invitation or whatever they're called?
So far from what I understand, yes. I mean, maybe we're missing a few dances, but so far, yeah, you have to make the sign and then you do the to-do and then there's a full dinner and then there's photos. But, it's so cute. I can't get mad at anybody about it. It's just so different.
But there's so many dances too.
Yeah. Well, now where we live, you can't go to prom till you're a senior. One of you has to be a senior.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's no longer junior, senior.
Okay.
You have to be a senior to go.
Well, I mean,
so they just have homecoming and sweethearts from what I understand.
It was like when the kids went, it was like what you would do for a wedding, like the limo and the nails and the tanning and the hair appointment and the dress. And
were you getting your son's fake nails?
Listen,
who are
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it. I just haven't seen Betty and Jack in a fake nail just yet.
Listen, if they even had the wherewithal to throw a conditioner in the in the
curls,
bro.
Did they inherit the Becky with the good hair?
They have really big hair.
Gosh,
yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
I mean, to apologize for my boys. You inherited nothing but a big mouth. So sorry.
And a dream.
Well, anyway, so I was away this weekend. So as my older son had sweethearts dance, which is really cute. I did have my mom stay here because he's more than responsible and capable of staying home alone. But it was like a party weekend, and you just even for him, it's a nice excuse to be like, my grandma's at home.
I love it.
Like you just never want to put your kid in a situation where
so smart.
So anyway, I ended up in northern Minnesota. It's called St. Cloud. And, if you're from northern Minnesota, you think it's a big city. But if you're not from there, it's not a big city. No. It's northern Minnesota. And there was a big basketball weekend there. And so you stay in the Holiday Inn and Suites all weekend. Okay. And
is it multiple teams in the same hotel?
Yeah. Our town rents out the whole hotel.
Oh.
So both boys and girls programs, 4th grade through 8th grade go.
Okay.
And the kids look forward to it all year round. There was a little brother who on his way out goes, yes, see it for spring break. Like he was the kids think it is perfect.
The little buddies.
All of them, 4th through 8th grade. The 8th graders think it's great. There's pools, where it's so hot and so moist and so smelly. The minute you enter, your eyes are burning and you all smell like chlorine, but it's still slimy on the bottom.
Right.
Okay. And then there's arcades everywhere, but they're like, they're 25 cents arcade and all you're getting out of there is like a Charleston chew and the kids are just going nuts. Like they're freaking out. They don't even like Charleston chews and they're at least 20 years old and they're just, they need to get more.
So no sugar, no sleep.
I mean, tons of sugar, no sleep. 2 years ago, an entire team came home with full stomach vomits because I think they got some sort of disease sitting in the hot tub together.
Norovirus.
Yep. The first year I went before the fancy renovation, you guys, like brown water was coming out of the sinks. And I'm not trying to put anybody down. But that Holiday Inn Suites has seen something.
Oh boy.
The first year I went, I cried. I made everyone sleep in full like hazmat suits. We had socks on, we had hoodies on. I'm like, don't touch the sheets, don't touch the carpet. They did do a cute little renovation. And so now it feels like you might go home with lice, but not a rash.
Not a MRSA.
Right? Like you won't have to go to the ER, but you'll definitely be grossed out.
So is it, they cleaned it up a little
They
bit?
cleaned it up a smidge. Yes. So it's a lot nicer than it used to be. So anyway, you all go up.
Yeah.
And I thought about all of you the whole time I was there because I'm looking around recognizing, especially now that my youngest is in 7th grade and I'm seeing a lot of moms there, specific to moms.
Oh boy.
They've got 4th graders, 5th graders, and then they've got younger siblings.
They're in the thick of it.
And they're sleeping in a hotel with 2 beds and kind of running hot water.
Brown water.
And there is slimy pools and loud arcades and dark corridors where kids are playing holiday, hide and seek. And I'm looking at these moms and I'm thinking, you are the warriors.
They've been stretched.
You are the hero.
I think we say Shiro now.
The Shiro. You are the Shiros. I mean, you're looking out the door, like, because all the rooms are like in a big circle, interior circle. So if you walk out your door, you don't see land or sky. You just see more hotel.
Yeah.
And you walk out onto the balcony and it's just mayhem. And you look at some of these moms in the eyes and I can't tell. They might be high. They might be drunk. They might just be tired.
It's just the chlorine.
I can't tell, but I know they've been through it. I know packing the kids up and getting them there, about an hour and a half drive. I know unpacking them and trying to keep them from drowning, from running outside.
And it can't even be your primary kid because now you've got the little ones pulling up the rear.
You've got the friends. Then you've got the older kids wreaking havoc on the younger kids.
Totally.
So anyway, I was thinking what warriors us moms are. And yeah, I did wander down to the hotel bar. And now you would have thrived.
That's my spot.
You would have thrived.
That's the jam.
I asked for their wine list and they looked at me funny.
Ooh.
That didn't go over well.
My favorite is when you ask for wine and it comes in a teeny tiny little bottle with a glass, but it all comes shrink wrapped together with a little saran wrap.
Yeah. This one came to me in the form of Kool-Aid, I think.
Did it say Boone's Farm?
It could have. I asked for a rosé and they said, yes, we have one. And I was like, I'm in luck.
I bet you she mixed a red and a white.
Well,
and made rosé.
I took one taste and I thought the Kool-Aid man was going to crash through the side of said hotel. It was flavorful and bright and it was neon. And so I take my rosé and I start panning the crowd.
As far as you think it is.
Yes. It could have been cough syrup. It might have been
Scissor.
I'm panning the crowd and we got a little bit of everything.
Oh boy.
We've got a mom doing her old high school dance routines in the middle of the dance floor.
Let's go.
We've got a couple or two screaming at each other, the F-bombs. F you.
And this is this all in the family?
It's all from our town.
Okay.
You know, you got one dad who's clearly had too much to drink and he's talking to anybody who will listen, including nobody at all. You got some moms in a corner, they're pissed, talking about something, they're upset.
Oh.
You're pissed off.
Yeah.
Then you got the shot takers.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Shot,
yeah.
shot,
1, 2, 3.
And remember, this is for children. They're all there for the
putting
children.
and if I did a shot, you guys would know I would be on national television. I would, one of two things would happen. I would die or I would be on the bar doing my dance routine from high school. So, you know, they're trying to shove shots at you. They're having incoherent conversations. 2 people are fighting. Some people are gossiping. They're dancing. And I just stood with my glass of syrup and I observed. And I hope you all take this as a compliment. I thought of you.
This was my life for, I mean, the whole kid. This is all
this was
youth
happening
hockey.
10 years ago with your kids as well.
Totally. I mean, this was
And it's
every
the same
weekend.
scenario. It doesn't matter what sport. It doesn't matter what age, right? Did you have the same scenario?
And you travel every weekend with any travel sport. You guys know this. You meet a new group of families. You do the whole thing over again. It's like the Twilight Zone. You just keep drinking with the same people. And I remember I think it wasn't that trip, but it was like that trip. And the opposing team had T-shirts that said, our drinking team has a hockey problem. And I was like, remember, this is about the children. It's for 8-year-olds. Everybody, I want everybody to focus.
Holy smoke.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
Well, the problem with me is I like to have a good time.
For sure.
But I like to have a good time with my people.
Yeah.
I don't like to have too many drinks with people I don't know. I like to feel safe.
Good call.
So I got 2 sips into my Sizzurp or my Kool-Aid and I Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
I just snuck out by myself.
Yep.
I gave my husband a little squeeze on the bum. He knew what that meant. I was out.
Yeah.
I was in bed by 10 o'clock, just cozy.
That's
just
the way to do it.
super cozy.
You and the bed bugs.
James, the bed bugs. You know?
Did you brush your teeth with a bottled water?
Well, no, this year the water came out clear. So I brushed my teeth in the sink.
Okay.
I still do like look under the bed because I'm like, there could be paraphernalia. There could be, somebody could have rented it by the hour.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No
shade.
No.
Make your money where you got to.
Afternoon delight.
Have we talked about that on the podcast yet?
Not the pod yet.
We'll talk about it. So anyway, I made my way. And then in the morning we get up and we go to the game.
Yeah.
And again, I'm still thinking of all of you. Don't worry, I'll around this corner. I'm sitting next to 2 women who I love and adore. I've known them for a few years. Our kids play and everything. But one woman to my right, it's like she's been through war. She has 3 kids. 2 of them are playing basketball. One's not. They're 7th grade's the oldest, down to like 2nd grade, 3rd grade. And I look at her and I say, hey, girl. She's like, I lost a diamond earring.
Oh, boy.
I haven't changed my underwear since Friday. I don't know the last time I washed my hair. And she was just sort of sitting there like catatonic. And I said, I got you. It's okay. I got you. And she's like, I got to get home. And I'm like, I know we're going to get there together.
We just got to get through this game.
One more game, 2 halves, one more game, cheer. Now scream. She'd be like, ah, just cheering for people. Then to the left, I got another woman. She's great. Love her. So good. It's about 9:30 in the morning. And you know those like big concession stand pretzels?
Oh, yeah.
She's raw dogging a cold one.
Oh, boy.
Imagine no heat, no cheese, no dipping sauces. She's just putting it down cold
Any
and
salt?
Dry. Nothing. And I looked at her and she's like,
I bet you she didn't even buy that fresh. She brought that in from
no, she might have found it in someone's pocket.
the hotel room
She
the
might have
night
just
before.
picked it up off of one of the receptacles, the trash receptacles, whatever they're called. She was mindlessly shoving a giant, dry, cold pretzel in her. And I could hear like the,
So dry.
and I didn't even ask. I just looked at her and I said, you okay? She's like, yeah,
Get me out of here.
I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, you know what these girls need? What we all need, because they reminded me of all of us.
Yes.
Whether you're on weekend sports, dealing with stuff at work.
Ooh. Ooh, we.
Side note.
Yeah.
Side note. We see you.
Each other.
You see us. We see each other. Trust us.
We see the comments.
We know. We know. You know, like on Bridesmaids during the toast, we don't have to say anything. We can just look at each other.
Just blink.
We're staring at you right now. I'm staring at you and I'm doing a slow blink.
We will talk about what needs to be spoken about.
Talk when we
soon as
can. If you think it's wild, you're right. You are right. Anyway, so I'm thinking to these ladies on either side of me, and I'm like, you know, this happens to everybody, not just people who are traveling with kids.
Going through it.
You know, to moldy pools on the weekends. Right. This isn't just for those of us who went blind due to the smell of chlorine. This is also for those of you, you know, who've got crazy neighbors, difficult work environment.
It's cold. It's dreary.
You're trying to get your grandson married. You know, like,
Yeah, right.
Those girls at church didn't turn up like you thought.
Right.
All of us need to take a step back. And I know right now it's really hot, no matter what time this airs or not. Mel Robbins has a new theory called Let Them. And I fully subscribe to it. Like, you should listen to it. Have you listened to it?
Let them.
It's great. Let them. But I would like to have a new theory here.
What is it?
It's called the 80's theory.
Oh.
Okay.
This is science, you guys.
This is what I was thinking when I was looking at these women and thinking of all of you. My high school friends and I have this tradition on Sundays where we send each other just bangers from the 80's.
So good.
And the reason we do that is if you really think about it, no matter how old you were or where you were in the 80s, for me, I was 10.
Yeah.
You were 20, so
No, wait, I was 10 in 80.
Yep. And I was 10 in 89.
Yep.
So no matter where you were, the 80s were like, everything was full of possibility. Like every song was possibilities. Everything seemed like you could do anything.
Hopeful.
And I give this analogy, if that's the right term, all the time.
Yes.
Remember Alf? The alien Alf, ALF, Alf.
It was alien life form is what it stood for.
He had a sitcom on primetime TV. Like, think about that. If an alien, a made up alien, could have a sitcom on primetime TV, who's to say you couldn't achieve your dreams? And in the 80s, there wasn't social media. So you could literally compare yourself to nobody but your neighbor Lindsay down the street who
Honestly,
is, picking fuzz out of her belly button.
The prettiest person you would have seen is Charlie's Angels, Wonder Woman.
If you're lucky, if your mom and dad let you stay up that late.
That's pretty late.
You know
on
what
a
I'm
school
saying?
night, yeah.
If you got to watch Dynasty, you might covet that hair and those shoulder pads. But if you weren't allowed to watch Dynasty, how were you to know anybody was cuter than you?
No, you are the cutest.
Exactly. And the Olympics only came around every 4 years. You didn't know you weren't talented.
That's true.
You had no idea.
Mary Lou Retton was just in the future.
That's right. Brian Boitano. So I just feel like there was this time in the 80s, and maybe it was my youth, right?
Yeah.
But also maybe it was that decade where
no social media.
So it was difficult to compare yourself to people.
Yes.
You couldn't track each other. You didn't know you were missing out, really. And there was still a little bit more of the ignorance is bliss. We didn't know how terrible that hungry man that I microwaved on high every single day was going to be for my autoimmune system.
Did people have gluten allergies? Was there any of that stuff a thing?
Well, I think it was born with boxed mashed potatoes.
A potato bud? Don't even get me started on a potato bud.
Malto-meal. Pop-Tarts came out and I thought, what a smart invention. I didn't think about red 40 or gluten or high fructose. It was nutrition.
Delightful.
So like, did you feel the same way in the 80s, even though you're 9-10 years older than me?
Totally. I mean, it was hopeful. It was, if you think about it, and it was a little bit of our age too, right? We had nothing to worry about, but the music was fun. Like we were just talking about this. Even early hip hop was like MCs and it was all about getting the party started. Now,
everything was hopeful. Yeah. Everything was like, yeah, you can do it. Relax, go do it. When you going to get to it?
Yeah, but you know what that's about.
Well, here's the thing. So I want to tell you, this is just like Mel Robbins, who is a true motivational speaker. I want to do the 80s theory.
Okay.
And this is what my girlfriends do from the 80s, because I met them in 84 in kindergarten.
Yes.
On Sundays, we send each other great 80s songs to kick off.
Is it starting a new week? Is this starting?
To kick off the week.
Yes.
So you think you're having a tough time? You got play the song extra loud.
Give me one.
So one that I sent last week.
Yes.
Well, can you, Tina Turner?
I don't. Oh, do you want to do that one?
Can we do that one? Simply, or do you want a different one?
We can be whatever you like.
How about nothing? Oh, this one. Michael Jackson, The Way You Make Me Feel.
The Way You Make Me Feel.
Okay. Now I want you all to start testing this. When you think you're going under, when you're about to eat a cold, dry pretzel, I want you to play some good 80s music. And the 80s theory, it pulls you back up and out of the doldrums. It pulls you up. Come on now. They don't make music like this anymore.
And I'm uncanceling him just for a minute.
Well, let's just like his music and not him. But do you understand what I'm saying? You get that 80s going, and it's like, I don't have anything to worry about anymore. Food allergies, who are you? War? Nah, haven't seen one.
Dryads, pretzels?
Exactly. Diamond earrings, who needs them?
Did she really? Maybe she should call Jess.
Yeah, she could call Jess. Yeah. So, think of all the great 80s songs. I wrote some down. Okay. Right. Whitney Houston.
Which one?
Want to Dance with Somebody. So Emotional.
Come on.
Don't Need Nothing But a Good Time. Don't need nothing but a good time. I dare you on a Sunday morning. The kids are driving you nuts. You can't get them out the door.
Yes.
Somebody has jelly down the face and the other one won't get out of the tub. And you're just trying to get to church to be a good mom.
You might lighten them up too.
I want you to rip it. And Wait, what's this one? And we will build this thing together, standing strong for. You play that and you think your whole family doesn't get on board? It is a great theory to have, right? I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, I do love that one.
Just innocent love. Come on, right now? You're telling me you're going to sit on your couch sad when this is rocking?
No, you can't do it.
Do you like the 80s theory?
I do. I love it. So it's an instant dopamine hit. It's an instant nostalgia hit. Mm-hmm. It diffuses the situation.
Well, I also think music is so powerful. It just takes you back to a time. And I think my parents, I think Miss Jackie, your mom would agree with it. I think so many of you would agree with it, even if you were older than 10 or 20 at the time. I think it was just a time where there wasn't as much worry. We didn't. Yes. Ignorance truly is bliss. And sometimes, now listen, I want to know more. We need to be smarter. We need to make good choices in 2025. However, it's sometimes nice to have a song from the 80s that just said, girl, you got this.
This is one that
you're looking good. What's one that you like?
This is making me happy.
Oh, right? Yes.
Bobby Brown.
Again, we'll put their personal lives aside. All right? Crack is whack.
I don't need to know everything about what you do.
No.
I just need to know your music.
No.
It's like a good artist, right?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I can see Rebecca Wright in Minneapolis.
Oh, it's a remix.
With the hair. Oh, gotcha. Remix. Do you have any other songs that really get you going from the 80s?
Oh, well, you know my pump up, my real pump up music is I'm Every Woman.
I'm every woman. Is that 70s or 80s?
Well, I like the Shaka Khan version.
Okay.
So that's the original. And then Whitney did it.
Yes.
But that's my walk-on song. Faux show.
Girl, I got to get that playing for you.
I love it.
So I don't know what's happening in your life, but I want you to play this. And you know what? When I go into work every day, I'm playing these 80s songs.
So we're going to
loud and proud.
Should we make a little 80s mix for the girls?
Will you do it?
Yeah.
Let's make an 80s Spotify mix. And this is what happens. And I do this with my high school friends, and I would love to do it with all of you. Sunday morning, you pick from it.
Yes.
You play it loud, you play it proud. You might have to play it 2 or 3 times to get you up and going.
Yes.
But then you get up and going, and I don't know, it just sets a different tone.
It's so good.
You know, it's all before, we were talking about this earlier. I know the 80s had like punk, which was a little bit more emo.
Right.
But remember in the 90s, and I totally participated, but Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Tori Amos.
Pretty heavy.
Even Morissette.
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette. It got so angsty, and I liked it. But if I went back to that on a Sunday morning, I'd be screaming at people. Mm-mm. I'd be alone in a corner.
So if you're having a sad day, some people like to settle into more sadness, more sad music. I'm the opposite.
Yeah,
I would pull myself
and I'm
out.
going to tell you all, it's not just about being sad too, like feeling stuck or getting motivated. Mm-hmm. And just try the 80s theory first. I think it's going to catch on like the let them theory. But it could even be like Stevie Wonder. I Just Called to Say I Love You. That's not necessarily a pump up song, but like such an innocent, lovely,
so sweet,
just sweet song that you could play for anybody.
Yeah.
Or Chicago's You're the Meaning in My Life.
You're the inspiration.
Am I off key?
Maybe.
Me? Yes. You bring feeling
now,
to
do you notice?
my life.
You're the inspiration.
My dad wasn't a rock and roll star.
What have you did? You know what we didn't do?
What?
Is post your Frozen singing yet.
If you have been a listener of our podcast for the past 13 episodes, as we are in our infancy, thank you for coming along with us. I did send Becky the recording that my husband made of me singing Frozen.
Do I have it?
I sent it to you, honey bear.
Oh.
You don't need to play it now. Not the season. Not the day for it. But maybe we could, once we hit like 10,000 subscribers.
Okay, that'll be like our motivation.
When we hit 10,000, I will release an album. And it will just be covers of all my Sunday morning 80s theory.
Do you have a karaoke song? Do you have like a favorite?
I can do so many.
Don't make me dance. Don't make me sing.
I love Love Shack.
Yes.
The B-52s.
Yeah.
I think that's a great one. What's the I'm the one who wants to be with you. And you can tell from my tone, that's amazing. Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
Ooh, that's a good one. Wow.
And then Just a Small Town Girl. Hey. Living in a lonely world.
Good.
That's my favorite song.
So
Don't
good.
Stop Believing. I mean, that would be a theme song. And then we'll get to this later. But my anthem
What?
She Talks to Angels by the Black Crowes.
Oh, really? That's
Isn't that odd?
That's a good song.
Doesn't fit me, but I love it.
I can't remember how it goes though now.
Don't make me sing. Okay.
Do you need a lead in? Do you want me to pull it up?
No, because it's not part of my 80s theory.
Oh.
That's more of like, that's like my internal secret Erin.
Well, and that's also a little bit.
It's also about a drug. It's about a girl addicted to drugs.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Can we talk about lyrics for
I'm
for
not
a second?
addicted to drugs. Just so you know.
Is this an intervention?
Well, yes, we should talk about lyrics because in the same vein of the 80s theory.
Yes.
And I was looking through all these 80s songs, and every Sunday I try to send my girlfriends one, and you get in there though and you realize a lot of these 80s songs were totally inappropriate for young kids or old kids alike. What in the world are we thinking in some of them? So sharp left here. As much as I want to take on the 80s theory, there was some wild lyrics back then.
We might need the Kids Bop version of the music.
Can you think of any off the top of your head?
Girl, I mean, I'm like number one Prince fan.
Yes.
There is a song, Nikita, you'll remember this one. It was called International Lover, where he simulates sex in the middle of the song. There is a song called DMSR, which is Dance Music Sex Romance.
Okay.
There is...
And you were, give me an age, just really rocking on your scooter to this.
13.
Like scooting
14.
down. You're buying your mom smokes with a handwritten letter, listening to Prince simulate a sex scene in the middle of a song.
Let's pretend we're married.
Yeah.
I'm right. I mean, some of it was
Yes. No.
nasty.
Well, when I think about you, I touch myself.
I touch myself.
Now, I want to know where my parents were. And were they also not listening to lyrics? Because I would just blare that on my pink boombox.
And it's not like we had these headphones. We were just
like, I was like walking over to grandma's house. When I think about you, I touch myself. Like, what?
Did you have a boombox, or what was your method of music?
I had the pink, long, horizontal boombox.
Yes.
Pretty lightweight, cassette player only.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you could wait for Casey Kasem to play your American Top 40
make your mix.
And you would hit record.
Yes.
And then, like in 7th grade, probably my parents gave me my first CD player with the big speakers that had to sit in your bedroom.
Oh, right.
And when they gave it to me, the first CDs they gave me were their favorite bands.
What did you have?
Fleetwood Mac, which is good because I still love Fleetwood Mac and the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I said, who are these bands?
A peaceful, easy feeling.
Yes. But then when I played them, I realized, oh, those are the songs that my parents party to at night while I'm trying to go to sleep.
When you're stomping on the floor.
When they have all their friends over and I have to go to bed and I wake up in the morning and there's a smoky haze.
Did you have FOMO as a little kid? Did you want to be down there?
I didn't have FOMO because I didn't have a lot of rules. And so I guess if I wanted to stay up like too late and just listen to them, my dad would play the guitar and they would all sing and party. And
I didn't know he played the guitar.
He did.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I think he probably could have been in a band.
Yeah.
Because he played the guitar and they would all sing.
Amazing. Like
And-
Country Roads. Do they sing like sing-along songs?
Yeah, they would. Well, everything Eagles and Fleetwood Mac. So when I got those CDs as my first CD Christmas gift, and I was like, "What's this?" And then I listened to them. I'm like, "Oh, they're their party songs." They
Erin.
gave me their party songs for Christmas. But yeah, I do remember them singing. And looking back on it, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't have FOMO because I was always part of it. They just always, again, in the 80s. Like now, if we have a party, I ship my kids away.
Right.
They go stay at a friend's. Like in the 80s, I was just sitting, on Uncle Tom's lap, wondering, what is that smoke?
We had, my mom, she didn't smoke in the car, but it was like a hot box situation in the house.
The adults in my house, my parents didn't smoke, but the adults who would like drive me to dance class, they smoked with the windows up. My grandparents smoked in their little house. I didn't think a thing of it.
No one did.
Again, in the 80s, we didn't know to worry as much.
I don't even know when that changed. When did it change?
I remember vividly because I remember being in college and you could smoke indoors.
Yes.
And so clearly I would Febreze my hair before I went to class the next day.
That's right.
God forbid get up in time for a shower. I would just spray Febreze in my hair. And I remember at the end of college, so it must have been early 2000s when they said you're going to smoke outside.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I don't understand why. And then within like a week, I'm like, I cannot believe
So fresh and so clean.
you used to rip heaters in Perkins next to like a baby. Can you imagine if that happened now?
I cannot. It's like we lived in Mad Men for real.
No, I know.
No, it's insane.
There are casinos that have different laws than us. And forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn in any
it's true.
capacity, but we have a casino in Minnesota that we were at with, who'd we go with? We were with Sarah Skilrow?
Yeah.
I can't remember what we went for, but we walked in and people were ripping heaters in the casino.
Yeah, with the oxygen tank next to them. And
Listen, not everybody knew any better. Not everybody knew everybody. Not everybody knew any better. So there's 80 songs that I think now, are we going to look back on our kids and be like, I can't believe my kids listen to that?
But don't you think, like, there's clean versions? Like, what do you listen to in the car with the kids?
Country music.
Oh, yeah, that's safe.
They're really into country, so that's safe.
Yeah.
But like, okay, when we had Jess Manuel on the podcast a few weeks ago, she was singing out of nowhere, all I want to do is make love to you. One night of love was all we knew. So I went back and looked at those lyrics. Now, I remember singing that like as a performance for my family. Like I remember standing like on a footstool with my arms spread wide, just letting it belt for anybody who would listen. Yeah. In a leotard with my underpants hanging out, probably a jazzy little sequins headband number in. Just, it was probably my brother's birthday.
That's a ballad though.
Yep. And they were trying to sing happy birthday to my brother. And I'm like, everyone, come hither. I've got another performance.
Well, wait, I know why Jess picked it because her hair looks like Ann Wilson from Heart.
Now, if you look at the lyrics of that song,
oh my gosh,
it is about a woman who picks up a mister on the side of a road on a rainy night, brings him to a motel.
Shocking.
To have a one-night stand.
A Holiday Inn.
Yep. All she wants to do is make love to him when night of love was all they knew. Then the next morning she says, please don't call me. Please don't you dare. Don't take my number. And years later, they see each other.
What?
And he sees the child he fathered.
Was she purposely trying to get...
She was trying to get knocked up by a mister because her husband couldn't give her one. And here I am singing it to my Catholic family.
Now that's a country song.
At the age of 8 or 9. Look up the lyrics right now. Heart.
Hold on.
All I want to do is make love to you.
Okay.
And hand it over. I know exactly the words I want to read.
All right.
Now, are we going to look back and say, I can't believe my kids were singing that song?
Yes. Yes.
We are?
Yes.
I didn't know what that meant. Give it.
Come on. Here.
Did you know what it meant? You were older than me.
That won't stretch though.
Oh, shoot. Well, I'll sing it to you later.
Okay.
Here, I'll get it. Give me a song that you realize now was too bad.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
All I want to do.
There's so many. I mean, we talked about George Michael, I Want Your Sex.
Yep.
That was a jam, though. Oh, that was so naughty.
How about
Push it
real good? That also,
no. If I want to take a guy home, that none of your business. We'd sang that one the other day.
If I want to take a guy home with me tonight, it's none of your business.
And if she
want to be a freakin', sell it on the weekend, it's none of your business. Yeah. Now, I want to tell you something. In high school, our dance team won the state title.
To that?
Mm-hmm. Multiple times. It was a Division III school, which is small schools.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to manage everybody's expectations. But in the parade that they would have, Prescott Days, DAZE, not DAYS.
Or like a YZ is great.
We were honored. We had like a float where we got to ride in the parade.
Yeah.
Because we were state champions.
Right.
And we played Salt and Pepper on a loud boombox as 14 to 17 and 18-year-old girls.
Well, Push It wasn't as bad.
No, but also if I want to take a guy home with me tonight, waving and throwing Jolly Ranchers at people's heads.
To the little children running.
Okay, all I want to do is make love to you.
Okay. One night of love.
I want you to think about Erin in a leotard. Trying to get attention away from my brother.
On her brother's birthday.
Okay. All I want to do is make love to you. I've got love in arms to hold on to. So we found this hotel. It was a place I knew well. We made magic that night. Oh, he did everything right. He brought the woman out in me so many times easily.
So many times.
When he woke, all I left him was a note. I told him, I am the flower and you are the seed. We walked in the garden. We planted a tree. Please don't find me. Please don't you dare. Just live in my memory. You'll always be there. Refrain. All I want to do is make love to you. Hit it. Then it goes like this. Ooh, we made love. Love like strangers. All night long, ooh, we made love. Then it happened one day. We came round the same way. You can imagine his surprise when he saw his own eyes.
What?
The little kid. I said, please understand. I'm in love with another man. And what he couldn't give me was the one thing that you can. all I want to do is make love to you. Say you will, you want me to, all night long, all night long, all night long, all night long.
Now, wait a minute. Is she with the dad as well?
Yes. She didn't leave her husband. Now, this was in 1990, so probably in a leotard, but my undies weren't hanging out the back. So I was probably 10 or 11 when I would just rip that as hard as I could and sing it.
Do you think you even knew what you were saying?
That's what I'm saying.
You're not even saying the right words.
No, I know. I didn't know.
Nobody does.
I had no idea.
Because you do the zabba-da-doos and the baba-baboos. Like, you don't even know the words.
I didn't know what any of that meant. When he was looking in his own eyes, I was like, oh, she pulled out a mirror. She had her compact with her. She was powdering her nose. I didn't know. I really didn't know.
No, kids don't know. I don't even know now half the lyrics.
Well, and that's kind of like jokes in movies too, where you go back and watch and you didn't realize there was like that joke,
so
what
naughty.
that joke meant, you know? So sometimes you don't recognize the lyrics.
Or like when the Super Bowl was on and everyone was singing that song, they were like, A minor. Everybody knew that line.
I don't know it.
Yeah, it's like the famous
Tell
line
me.
of that. I think it's because he's making fun of Drake.
Oh,
and
I don't
like,
know about that.
Right. But like everybody in the stadium knew that one line. That's the one word you know out of that song, by the way.
A minor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Is that they ain't like us?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the moral of the story. When you go back to the 80s theory.
Well, after the spoken word, that was beautiful. That was.
We're going to make a Spotify. So on Sunday mornings, what I want everyone to start doing every Sunday morning, you pick a song off the Spotify, okay? And you let it rip. You let it go as loud as you can. And it's going to be lots of Tina, lots of Whitney.
That's so good.
A little Say It Almost Fire every once in a while.
And here's what I like about you doing it with your girl group too, is it's like a little mixtape. This is what they're thinking about that day.
Yes.
It's kind of nice.
Yes. And I firmly believe the ignorance of the 80s is something we got to tap into a little bit more here and there.
Do you know I always say that? I wish I was slightly dumber. I always do. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit sweeter, a little bit more simple.
You are very sweet, but you're a critical thinker.
Yeah, just slightly dumber.
It does. I mean, that's why I think the 80s were such a, I think there was a little bit of cocaine floating around, but nobody really, it wasn't laced with anything.
You can just sing Eric Clapton Cocaine then. We'll just remember it that way.
Does he have a song called
If You Wanna Get High? Yeah, it's a great song.
Really?
Yeah.
Again, yes, you can, because we
won't lie, she won't.
Oh, we didn't do a fashion thing, by the way, and we're at 40 minutes.
Will you share though? Because if it's what I think it is,
what
I think
fashion
it
thing?
Needs your earballs.
Oh,
or do you not want to talk about that? I
we
thought that was the cutest.
My earrings.
Yes.
Well, let me put them out there for everybody in a second. I got the cutest little earrings that I wanted to share with everybody from Amazon, but I don't know if you'll see them.
She's rubbing it into her friend who lost a demon.
Oh my gosh. And the other one eating raw dog and a cold puffy pretzel at 9:30 in the morning. No, before we close out, I can't believe it's already been 42 minutes. Becky and I have been trying so hard.
What in the world, you guys?
I know.
We have commercials now too.
Oh my.
It's very exciting.
We are fancy.
Let me just play this for you. This might be a little bit too.
Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you just feel stuck or when you feel a little stuck, when you feel a little ornery, when you lost a diamond earring, when you're raw dog and a cold pretzel, you got to put on 80s music that just reminds you it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? Possibilities are endless, baby. If Elf can have a sitcom, you can do anything.
Get after it.
Yep. I remember that song. I didn't know it was called, what's it called? Cocaine?
Cocaine.
One thing for fashion before we go is pastels, guys. I'm here to tell you, everywhere I'm looking, pastels, light blue. I want you in light blue.
But even now, like, is it or
right now? I want you right now. Your
okay.
Sweaters. So the sweater I'm wearing today, if you're not watching on YouTube, I have like a light purple in it.
Cute.
So light blue for sure.
Okay.
I'm seeing it everywhere. Baby pink for sure.
So pretty.
Light purple for sure. Start building more of those in for winter fabrics as well.
And remember the ornate ornamentation,
delicate.
Ornamental.
Yes.
Yeah.
Delicate, ornate.
Or what was the expression? Shoot now.
Delicate. I have it right here. Oh no, I don't. You know what I'm saying.
Yep.
You lost me with ornate, but
sorry.
Opulence. Delicate opulence.
Yes.
That's what we talked about last week. Delicate opulence. And then of course build in the soft, which really pastel blues and purples and pinks go back to kind of the delicate of it all.
Pretty.
The softer of it all.
I love it.
Well, gosh, I'm so happy you're all here to start exploring the 80s theory.
We're going to let them and we're going to let them rock. Is what we're going to do. We're going to let them 80s
on
rock.
Sunday mornings or whenever you need it. You pull a song from our Spotify and you let it rip.
Will you let us know what yours are too?
Yes.
I'll add
tell
you
us.
to the Spotify playlist.
And they can be from other decades. I just have like, maybe 70s are a little bit involved in it as well, but the 80s were such a time of just, listen, we didn't get it all right, but it was just a time of.
It was so good.
It was so just, I mean, Tom Hanks in Big, he ended up with a girlfriend.
Listen now.
And again, it wasn't appropriate. But, you know, even
Did
the
they
movies,
just jump on the bed though? In my mind, they just jumped on the bed.
again, we'd have to go back and watch. I mean, Pretty Woman. I mean, that would never happen now at the Beverly Hills Wilshire. You'd get kicked out.
They'd never allow it.
They would never allow that. You know,
Have you ever seen a pro lady out on the...
girl, what's wrong?
Do you hear that creak?
Oh, is that your phone?
It might be.
I've worked in sports for many years.
I saw one once and I was really, really shocked.
Like
A pro ho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, got to make money somehow.
Yeah. It's a small business owner.
What were you shocked most about?
Knowing what was happening and watching it unfold and seeing it.
I'm always surprised by the confidence.
Yes.
I cannot imagine. I mean, because you see it in places where it's illegal, that type, I think.
Right.
Wait, it's still illegal, right?
I don't think, I mean, what this looked like was a normal bar situation, but twasn't.
Aggressively confident. I would get the giggles if I walked up to a random fellow. Was like, hey, sir.
I have a motel in mind.
All I want to do is make love.
Oh, you would just sing it to him. That's it. That's right.
I would pose it as a love affair.
If you do that spoken word, I think that'll really.
I'm gonna start proposing in spoken word 80s love songs. That'll really get them going. I'll have a huge book of people. On that note, what song do you want to play out on this one, honey?
Oh, man.
We are so happy you're here. Please, if you could, follow us on social media. I'm Erin Newberg, on air host on Facebook. I'm Erin Newberg on Instagram. Becky is Becky Run on Air. We did start a TikTok, so Happy You're Here podcast TikTok as well, where we post clips for sure. And basically at the end of every single one of our podcasts, this is what I want for everybody.
Okay.
You know, when you get on the phone with your girlfriend and at the end you get off and you're like, I'm not quite sure what we talked about, but I feel better.
Yes.
I hope that's exactly how you feel right now, because that's how I feel.
It's so good.
I love you guys so much. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy you're here.
Take it away, Becky. Tina!
Oh, she's gonna psych us
gonna
out.
Move us in there.
Hold on.
I went and saw this live in London. When she was singing this at the end, me and my 3 girlfriends, we were standing, screaming, crying. Those Brits don't move for nothing.
They didn't
all
stand?
sit down, just like sipping tea with a pinky up.
No, you'd be like Taylor. You'd be the one girl standing.
We were standing. I was bawling. Should this be our theme song?
I love it so much.
I love
Well, we
this
have
song.
St. Moira here.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm going to start on fire. You're simply the best. Sing it. You're better than all the rest. You're better than anyone I've ever met. Woo! Love you, girls.
Love
we'll see
you.
you next week. Okay, a quick reminder, you guys, our first supporter of our podcast, it's Daily Fascia. Daily Fascia offers the most practical, easy to follow techniques to help you unlock your body's hidden potential. It's for freedom, it's for flow, it's for relief. If you're struggling with recurring injuries, stiffness, or you just want to move more freely, Daily Fascia has got you covered. You're going to use the code HAPPY50 to get 50% off your first course at dailyfascia.com. We have all the information for her different coursework, her YouTube channel, all listed and tagged below. You guys, do us a huge favor, please. Will you like this podcast, share it, or subscribe? Because that helps, right, Bex?
It will help us a ton.
It will. And I don't know if we've helped you, but if you don't mind helping us, that'd be great.
Fair's fair.
Love you.